Kiyosaki, the author of the best-selling book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, has spent decades teaching people about the fundamental differences between how the rich and the poor think about money. His philosophy on wealth building centers around financial education, mindset, and taking control of your financial future. While most people are taught to work hard for money, Kiyosaki argues that the wealthy understand a different approach entirely, one that revolves around making money work for them. Let's dive into the key lessons Kiyosaki teaches and explore what the rich know about money that many others don't. 1. Importance of financial education. One of the most crucial lessons Kiyosaki emphasizes is the value of financial education. The rich understand that knowledge is the key to managing, investing, and growing money. Unlike traditional education, which often focuses on subjects like math, science, and literature, financial education teaches you how money works, how to invest, and how to make informed decisions about assets and liabilities. The poor, on the other hand, tend to rely on traditional methods of earning a paycheck, saving money, and avoiding risks. However, financial education is what allows the rich to create wealth rather than merely earning it. 2. The rich focus on building assets, not liabilities. Kiyosaki draws a clear distinction between assets and liabilities. It's one of the main differences between the rich and the poor. While most people believe that buying a home is a solid financial decision, Kiyosaki argues that this can often be a liability. The rich focus on acquiring assets, things that put money in their pockets, such as real estate properties, stocks, or businesses that generate passive income. On the other hand, the poor tend to focus on liabilities, things like expensive cars, large homes, and other purchases that drain their finances. The key here is understanding what constitutes an asset versus a liability and making investments that generate income rather than expenses. 3. The power of leverage. Leverage is another concept the rich understand very well. In simple terms, leverage involves using other people's money to create more wealth. Wealthy individuals don't always rely solely on their own capital. They use debt, investors, or business partnerships to scale their assets and investments. For example, when buying a property, the rich might use a mortgage to acquire the property and then rent it out to create a stream of income. Meanwhile, many people avoid debt or view it as a negative aspect of personal finance. However, if used wisely and strategically, leverage can increase wealth exponentially. 4. The rich know how to manage risk. While most people avoid risk at all costs, the rich are willing to take calculated risks. Kiyosaki explains that it's not about avoiding risk, but about managing it. The wealthy understand that in order to make money, you need to take some risks, but the key is doing so with knowledge and preparation. For example, they don't gamble on the stock market, but instead invest based on thorough research and understanding. The poor, on the other hand, tend to shy away from anything that seems risky, which limits their potential for financial growth. By understanding risk and making informed decisions, the rich increase their chances of success and wealth creation. 5. The power of multiple streams of income. Another principle Kiyosaki teaches is the importance of having multiple streams of income. The rich understand that relying on a single paycheck is risky and doesn't allow for financial freedom. Instead, they seek to create multiple income sources, whether through real estate, stocks, side businesses, or even royalties. The poor often rely on one source of income, usually from a job, which can be limiting and dangerous in the event of job loss, a financial crisis, or unexpected expenses. Creating multiple streams of income not only provides financial security but also accelerates wealth building over time. 6. The difference between working for money and making money work for you. This concept is central to Kiyosaki's philosophy. While the poor focus on working hard to earn a paycheck, the rich know that their money should work for them. Kiyosaki explains that in order to become wealthy, you need to shift your mindset from being a money worker to becoming a money manager. This means investing in income, producing assets, building businesses, and seeking opportunities that will generate money passively. The poor often focus on working harder or finding higher-paying jobs, but this approach doesn't lead to financial freedom the way that investing in assets does. 7. The rich are opportunistic. The rich have an opportunistic mindset. They are always on the lookout for investment opportunities, business ventures, or ways to capitalize on market trends. They are not afraid to take action when they see an opportunity to build wealth, even if it requires a level of risk or unconventional thinking. The poor, however, often avoid opportunities because they fear failure or don't have the necessary financial knowledge to recognize a good opportunity when it arises. To get rich, you need to develop the ability to see opportunities where others see risk and be willing to act on them. 8. The rich understand the importance of tax efficiency. Kiyosaki stresses the importance of understanding taxes and using them to your advantage. The wealthy are typically well-versed in tax laws and understand how to structure their income, investments, and businesses in ways that minimize taxes. They use legal tax shelters, like real estate or businesses, to protect their wealth. On the other hand, the poor often do not have the same level of tax knowledge and may end up paying a higher percentage of their income in taxes. By understanding how taxes work and using strategies to reduce them, the rich can keep more of their money working for them. 9. The rich are always learning. Education doesn't stop at school for the wealthy. They are always seeking ways to learn and grow, particularly when it comes to finances. Kiyosaki himself is a lifelong learner and encourages others to continuously educate themselves, whether through books, seminars, or mentorship. The rich understand that knowledge is power, and the more you know about how money works, the better equipped you are to grow and protect your wealth. The poor, however, often feel that their formal education is enough and don't invest in further learning, which can hold them back from seizing new opportunities. 10. The rich have a long-term mindset. Lastly, the rich think long-term, while the poor often focus on short-term gratification. Wealth building takes time, and the rich understand the importance of patience and persistence. Kiyosaki often mentions how long-term investments, such as real estate or stocks, can yield substantial returns over time, but they require discipline and delayed gratification. The poor, however, tend to focus on immediate rewards, spending money on things they don't need or trying to get rich quickly, rather than focusing on building sustainable wealth over time. What the rich know about money, according to Robert Kiyosaki, boils down to a few key principles: financial education, asset building, leverage, and long-term thinking. These are the habits and mindsets that allow the wealthy to accumulate and preserve wealth, while the poor often find themselves stuck in a cycle of working hard but not progressing financially. If you want to change your financial situation, it starts with shifting your mindset and embracing these principles. Remember, it's not about how much money you make, but how much money you can keep and make work for you. If you found these lessons valuable, leave a comment below with the one habit or lesson you want to start incorporating into your life to build wealth.